maybe 2 years ago you had journalists sort of saying things like rock and roll is dead and it's all going to be Game Boys and computer video arcades from now on, and then following on from that you had things like comedy is the new rock and roll, and what it seems like now is that it's actually rock and roll is the new rock and roll, and there's been a real resurgence of interest in this line of sort of classic sharp British guitar pop, things like The Who and the Kinks and the Beatles and the Stones, bands like Oasis and Blur are carrying all that through. And that's backed off a real resurgence of interest in kids picking up guitars. Now journalists are beginning to pick up on things that are happening here, bands like the Delgados and Biss and the Gyres.
The name the Gyres, it can mean loads of things. I think we got it for a poem we picked up somewhere, and the theory behind it was that in a sort of circular motion history repeats itself, it comes out new, and we kind of liked that.
The Gyres have become increasingly an attractive band. I don't mean that looks-wise, I mean that magnetism-wise. People, I've been to see the Gyres a good few times now throughout the past year, and I feel that it's not just family going to see them. They've built up a following, and people are attracted to the band because of their confidence, because of their good music, because really where the Gyres are playing, it seems that it's the place to be.
Meeting press agents, tuggers, got it photographed in a London studio. Thinking of death.
You like playing?
Nah, I don't bother, I just like my playing to. I don't like them with propellers. It's a sort of personal guideline, I mean. It's been a sort of slow progression upwards. That's it. But it's going to end in the next couple of hours. Easy death.
There's lots of elements that make a brilliant band. You've got to get everything right. That they've got to write fantastic songs, which is difficult enough in itself. They've got to be able to play them incredibly well. They've got to portray energy and enthusiasm, and they've got to come across as being characters that people want to believe in. And when you get all that right, like the Gyres do, it's a rare thing.
First saw the band in this little club in North London. Tiny little place, had no stage, so walked in there, it was crowded, the band started to play, I couldn't see them, but I just heard them, but that was enough. They were brilliant, really, really good, songs were fantastic. Cleared after the gig, went up to them, got chatting to them, they looked good, they were great characters, and that was the first contact with the band.
Go left here, go left at the lights, yeah, so stay in the park, yeah?
We offered them a deal, 2 weeks later it was signed, it was brilliant.
At the moment, the Gyres have enormous potential. It's difficult to predict how much success they'll have in the near future. I mean, we as a record company have total faith in them, and it's quite possible that even their first album could have commercial success, but maybe it would take till the third album to achieve kind of international success. And more than that, I think they could be an influential band and an important.
Breakfast before you go here?
Yeah, so you're only an hour late.
You're an hour late.
The next steps for the Gyres are the release of their single Break as a limited edition underground single. January, followed by Pop Cop in the spring.
So far we're square there. Good last spring, mate. I've been here before. Oh, I was alright as well, Pat. Were you in there? Were you in there? So was I, we were in there all day.
We're getting them on tours which are going to bring them closer to London.
And in January they're going to be starting a residency at the Splash Club in London, which will be the first opportunity for the London-based media to see them. Part of the game is that there's an anticipation in the press based down here.
Once a young band gets signed, then certainly the wheels are put in motion in order to get them out there in front of an audience and in front of the press. They haven't beforehand, they have to think of their image.
Peter, you get the fizz? The fizz?
It looks like any new band. They're not used to it, so they kind of muck about a lot, and it's a bit difficult. But they're getting better, as we go along. Just need to relax them a bit.
Excitement's not really started, but yeah, I mean, there's no. You're still going to places, and you're still unknown. You're still having to fight for a bit of respect. I hate that. I can't wait to we're at the top, and you actually you walk into a place and you get a bit of respect, because we're still on a pretty much an unknown band just now, and that is annoying.
I think they're leading the group of bands which starts in 1996 and 97.
The Millennium Bands.